evening, ladies and gentlemen. We warmly welcome you all as we launch the National Survey Report on Board IT Governance. This survey is based on extensive international research and thought leadership. It's the first of its kind in Sri Lanka, which will help provide a deeper understanding of the status of board IT governance across various segments of the corporate sector in Sri Lanka. We acknowledge the presence this evening of Mr. Anup MR, the Sales Director of Sri Lanka from SAP. Mr. Thomas Anthony, Country Head for Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and India. Mr. Anshuman Mahal, Head of Country, Pre-Sales for Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, also from SAP, who flew in specially for this occasion. Mr. Abhishek Sahi, heading the Industry and Customer Advisory from SAP, was also scheduled to attend physically, but he was unable to travel due to ill health. We are happy to have Mr. Anup joining us in the panel discussion later this evening. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the Chairman of SLID, Mr. Faizal Salieh, to make his opening remarks to commence the evening's proceedings. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you today. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and for being present here. Let me briefly share with you the background to this initiative. The governance of IT is an integral part of overall enterprise governance. With the increasing use of technology as an enabler of business and the challenges and disruptions taking place in the business landscape, the proper governance of IT is now very much a key board-level responsibility. However, we at the Institute of Directors sensed that there might be significant gaps in the boardrooms of most companies with regard to their existing IT governance practices, frameworks, structures, processes, and competencies. Boards may not be participating nearly enough in technology decisions. They may be out of the loop on technology issues, and they may very well be missing the opportunity to optimize strategic and operational investments in technology. How focused are we as board directors on the process of IT governance today? Are there enough robust conversations in our boardrooms on IT governance? These are some questions we needed to ask and address. Board members may be not paying sufficient attention to the governance of IT due to lack of knowledge, education, or familiarity in areas that are particularly in areas that directors should be particularly concerned with on matters of IT risk, such as IT infrastructure risk, project risk, business continuity risk, information risk, and compliance risk. So we decided to do a survey on current board IT governance practices. And we selected a wide sample of board directors from companies in the private and public sector. Our survey report is the result of a collaborative study carried out by our technical partners, EY Sri Lanka and EY Global Delivery Services. They were assisted by a high-profile team of IT governance experts, Professor Jennifer Jewell from the Memorial University of Canada, Professor Ken Mackay from the University of Waterloo, also in Canada, and Professor Tejpavan Gandok from the Jindal Global Business School in India. The study was further facilitated and supported by our survey partners, the Ministry of Finance, the Colombo Stock Exchange, the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, and the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka. And the outcomes are all based on the responses we received from board directors drawn from both the private and public sectors of our country. Our study, we believe, is timely because we were able to professionally assess the IT governance levels across the boards of both private and public sector companies, and again across various industries and sectors. Arjuna Herat will present to you the key findings of this study in a short while. We also believe that the key findings and takeaways from this study will have significant national value and will be useful to the director community in Sri Lanka as company boards continue to face the challenge of an evolving environment. We are truly grateful to all the institutions who came forward to partner and support us on this initiative, and to the directors who participated in the survey. I wish to thank the teams, both individually and collectively, for their tremendous dedication and effort in bringing the results of this survey to you today. I must specifically mention the role, leadership, commitment and effort put in by Arjuna Herat from EY. So Arjuna, my personal thanks to you on this. Ladies and gentlemen, our intention is not to stop with the launch of this survey report this evening. We very much want to enable company boards to assess their own internal gaps and to develop a plan of action to mitigate those gaps and address those gaps in an effective manner. So there will be a call to action by the chair of our Innovation and Technology Committee, Shiranti Kure, before the program ends this evening. I wish you a very meaningful, insightful, and interesting session this evening. Thank you very much.